been a minute, but we back. Yes, we are in quarantine. So while we're in quarantine, that means that you can start getting prepared for when we come out of this thing. How you like that? Kicking rhymes for the house. This is Matt from the Comment Hall and Roundtable Discussion. We are here and we're going to tell you about 5 books that you can get that can yield you some money in the long term. But right now, let's get right down to business with number 5 on the list. Number 5 on this list is a book that was way up at the charts a few years ago and then just completely bottomed out due to a horrible show. But that doesn't mean that the book can't rise again. And right now, this book is going for little or nothing. We're talking about Fantastic Four, number 45, the first appearance of the Inhumans. Now, we all know that show was absolute garbage. It stunk. It was trash. We know this. This week is for certain. But guess what? You can pick this book up right now for pennies on the dollar. I guarantee you at some point Marvel is going to revisit the Inhumans, and it would not surprise me if they actually bring them or tie them in somewhere or another with the Fantastic Four. Now that's going to be some ways down the line. It's not going to be something that's going to be like next year after next, but we're talking about long-term bucks that can yield a nice dollar in the long run, y'all. So make sure you pick this book up. Once again, it's Fantastic Four, number 45. I think last time I checked, this book was going, I actually saw the book for like maybe $40. And this was just on a one-off a couple of nights ago. So make sure you check that out. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 on this list is Nova number 1. This is a book that me and Al have been telling people to get for a long time. This is a book that could be got for $15, $18, $12, $20, $25. Now it's starting to tick up a little bit, but because we're in the midst of the pandemic right now, books are starting to taper off. This is a book that you can go get right now. You can stealth buy. You can get this book under $100. I think at one point it was over 100, maybe even 150. But right now, everything's on pause. This is a book that no one's really thinking about it that much because we hadn't even gotten even into the middle of the MCU, the new MCU. So hey, pick this book up while it's under the radar. Get this book. This is something that you can look at possibly topping out in a few years from now once we get this thing rolling, once we're out of this. Number 3 on the list, Savage She-Hulk number 1. Now, before everything got turned upside down, this book was insane. I'd say probably last fall I saw this book going for 300, 400. You know, now it's starting to taper back down. Now it's starting to just kind of settle in at the low 40s, 50s. I think the highest I've seen is maybe 75. I could be wrong. I'm not talking about graded here. We're talking about raw. So Savage She-Hulk, we know that Disney's going to doing some stuff with her. So this is a book that's probably going to see another spike at some point. So if you see this book or you see it online, or especially on some of these sales, because a lot of comic book vendors are going to be having sales. Since we're not having conventions this year, just kind of stay online. Just kind of look around at different shops. They're offering books at great prices. I've seen several in my inbox the last couple of days. Just make sure you sign up for these email lists so that you don't miss out on some of these sales, because a lot of these shop owners are going to be looking to push these books, considering that they're just not going to be able to we're not able to do comic conventions at this time, or probably this year at all. So at some point they're going to want to try to make up that money that's being lost, and so I think a lot of it's going to be online sales. So make sure that you keep an eye out. This is a book that you probably can get for little or nothing if you look hard enough. Okay. Number 2 on the list is Black Panther number 1. Oh, yes, the Black Panther number 1. You know, the one that was insanely overpriced because it was so hyped that we had people who were not Black Panther fans jumping in, buying books, blowing them up. Yeah, this book is going for little or nothing. Now, you can find this book maybe $40 at best. So, hey, Black Panther, we know this movie is going to be coming out again in a couple of years. Like I said, these are long-term buys. These are books that are probably going to be down the pipeline. Black Panther number 1. Hey, it's an affordable buy. Now, if you want to go out and spring the money to go get the first appearance of Black Panther, by all means, knock yourself out. But hey, guess what? This is the next best thing. Black Panther number 1. You can get this book right now, like I said, anywhere between 40 and I'd say probably 75. But hey, that's way better than what it was when Black Panther, the movie, came out a couple of years ago. This book was going for 150, 200, 275, all over the place. But hey, everything settled down. It's quiet. This is the best time to strike while the iron's hot. Number 1 on this list is Ultimate Fallout 4. First appearance of Miles Morales. Now check this out. This book was going for $200, $300, $400 just even a year ago. But you know what? Since we're in the middle of a pandemic, this book is dropped. You can get this book for $150, $100, and I've even seen $79. Hey, this is a book that's guaranteed to yield some long-term money. Miles Morales is an extremely popular character. There's also talk about trying to get him into the MCU. So hey, yo, check this out. Make sure you pick this book up. If you see this book online for a reasonable price, strike while the iron's hot. These are long-term books that will yield something down the line. We're not talking about fast money right now. We're talking about long-term growth. Remember, we're in the middle of a pandemic. This is an economic downturn at the moment. This is the best time to go out and buy books if you have the cash for it. I'm not telling you to go out and splash the cash to make money on a whim. No. If you got cash and you saved some money and you want to get into the comic book game, or you want to pick up some books that you think can outlast things like this, this is one of the books to go get, because I can guarantee you when Miles Morales pops back up on the scene, this book is going to be a $200, $300, $400 book once again. But right now, this is probably one of my under the radar books to pick up. Also, I was going to put NYX #3 on the list because I've actually seen that book dip in price the last couple of weeks. So I don't know if that's just a trend as of now because we're in a pandemic or what, but I saw that book, I think, going for, I actually saw a high of around $250, $300, and this was I think it was a 9.2. So I mean, hey, that book was, we talking $800, $900 a couple of years ago when the Wolverine movie dropped. But hey, that's another book that is probably going to see some growth as well. So that's an honorable mention. But hey, yo, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell everyone you know. Make sure you subscribe to us on Twitch as well. Watch Xavier, myself, Al, everybody else. We're gonna be gaming on there starting next week. Hopefully in the near future rather. We still got to work out a couple of kinks, but hey, we're gonna be doing a lot of different things here on the channel. But hey, this is the list of top 5 books that can yield you some money in the long run. So hope you enjoyed it. Once again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is Matt Odom from the Comment Hall Roundtable Discussion. We out.